Okay, we're looking at the my 91 Ford F150, the 5.0 liter EFI, and tonight we're going to be taking the transmission uh, fluid pan off. We're suspecting that we've got a dropped filter. It causes some problems, most noticeably a stall when you shift into reverse. So we're gonna get under there. We're gonna take the pan off without making too big of a mess, hopefully, and see if that filter is falling off. If so, maybe make a clip. I've heard of some advertised that sell for $20 or more for a clip that bolts in there that holds your filter on. We're going to see if it's falling off, and if it is, we're going to make one. The other reason for my doing this, get under here, you'll see, just looking at this, if the light's any good. Let me drag this light over here. I've got, sorry, I know this is really not very professional videography here. It's definitely not my MO, but we've got oil. Oh, we've got transmission fluid all over the pan. So the gasket's compromised. There's my shift lever. Gasket's compromised, so we're just going to go ahead and check all this situation out right now, tonight. This is a 20 bolt pan. It's got the logo, it says metric. 20 bolt pan. So it's an E4OD transmission. It's the electronic version of the AOD 5-speed automatic. So we'll be back, and we're going to start taking this bad boy off. Alright, we have got the transmission pan out. And as I feared, we can see right here the filter was just sitting in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to be pretty honest here and say that I've suspected this going on for probably close to 2 years. I don't drive this pickup very much. This is kind of the utility hauler. We live about 10 blocks away from a Lowe's, so anytime we got to pick up lumber or mulch or something like that, I fire up the old Ford, and I knew that she had some hesitation in gear that wasn't existent in park or neutral, and it came on really slowly. I went through and messed with the idle air control valve and cleaned it up, and I had some bare wires on my throttle position sensor that I replaced the sensor, and I kept messing around until finally it became really evident that the hesitation, the stalling, and the general problem was only happening in gear, most pronounced reverse over the past few months, and this has been the cause. This filter laying in the bottom of the pan, instead of being up in the pump pickup bore like it should be, right here, is that's causing pressure problems. And undoubtedly, see here, this is a magnet, and undoubtedly those pressure problems. I've had a leak in gasket. I've been running low on fluid. It's super dark fluid. It probably should have been changed a long time ago, and it looks like I've got clutches wearing out. I mean, I've just got metal here sticking to this magnet. It's just like it's a paste. I mean, it's as thick as anti-seize almost. Just this paste of metal around this magnet. So we are going to climb under there. We're going to take a look at how we can probably fit a bracket if we need one. I'm going to grab the new filter and fit it up there. And I've seen these aftermarket kits to keep these clipped up here. This is a known problem. This if you do a search for Ford F150 8796 stalling when shifted into reverse, this is going to come up. I mean, forum after forum, there'll be people posting and other people answering. I've really been kind of late on getting to this problem. So we'll climb under there. I'll try to shoot some shots of inside where this is mounting into the pump inlet bore, and we'll try to figure out what we're going to do to keep it up in there from now on. Alright, we've got the gasket scraped underneath the truck. I am assuming, best I can tell, sadly, that that was the original equipment cork gasket and filter. This is the orientation of the filter in the pan. There's a little dogleg cutout up there. Goes in just like this. The passenger side of the truck. Pan. I'd just slide it right in. It would be like that. So, you know, we're going to clean this pan up and put a new filter neoprene gasket in. The new filter, I wish I had looked at this because I've had this filter and gasket kit for months. You flip it over. See that long pickup tube? That'll go to the bottom of your tranny pan. And look at that one. So my new one is too long. I believe it's made for the deep pan. I have the shallow pan. That is too long. I think those were either four-wheel drive. I think those were four-wheel drive models that had the E4OD transmission and a deep transmission pan. So that is too long. To be honest, I want to finish this job tonight. I think that these standoffs that we have up here are about right for the width distance. So I'm going to put these up on my my big double beam height gauge you see over here, measure them off, and I'm going to modify this filter. I know this is not a recommended fix, but that's what I'm going to do. One extra thing you'll notice, the O-ring seal where this goes up into the pump intake bore is missing, like we got it on the new one. That's something I want to point out to you. You got to get that out of there. That ring, the O-ring, always ends up staying up inside of that bore. So here's what we have. I don't know if you can see it. See, here's the bell housing right over here, and that port, that little access plug, and here is that ring. And I got a little flash screwdriver, and if you can see, I'll get the little flash screwdriver up in there, and I'll end up working that thing loose and getting that out of there. It's looking like it's gonna be a pain, so I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm definitely no production artist here, so I'm not gonna be able to do both at the same time without scarring up this bore. Everything's aluminum, so be careful when you're cleaning your gasket material off. It's aluminum. I will run a crimped wire brush inside of a drill at low RPM to get some tough spots off. I don't put it in my die grinder. My die grinder I think goes 17,500 RPM. That's just a little bit too much for me for the crimped stainless on aluminum. I'm sure you could probably get by with it, but exercise extreme caution. So now we're going to be modifying this pickup tube on the bottom of this filter to match the original equipment for a shallow pan, because I have the wrong part, and it is like probably 4 o'clock in the morning, and I want to finish this and get this thing out of my garage. So make sure you get the old O-ring from the old filter out of the bore. Make sure you've got the right filter, and we'll finish this up here in a little bit. Alright, we've got the pan cleaned all up. We've got our gasket kind of positioned on there. This is a neoprene gasket. It's kind of a pain, really. It likes to stay in the position it was in when it was in the box, so I've been kind of working it let it kind of hang out a couple feet away from this heater for a second, soften up. I can get it to form. I went ahead and modified this pickup tube on this filter, popped it back in. I really think that it'll be okay without making a bracket to have to hold it up. Time will tell. Hopefully I see the issue go away once we get this back together, and I'll be able to tell right off the bat if it ever falls down again. We just gotta pop this magnet that I cleaned off back to its spot right there. And that's about it. We're going to put her back in and